Hello, good evening, and welcome to Become a Better Man. My name is Tunde Disu. Thank you for being part of today's program. On today's program, we are looking at curiosity. Curiosity. I know immediately you hear that a lot of people, the first thing that comes to mind is curiosity kills the cat. Um, but this time around, we're looking at curiosity not with regards to the cat, but with regards to you and I, and how much of curiosity, especially for those of us that are adults, how much of curiosity has left our lives and the effect that that is having on us. We are going to be looking at the role or the place of curiosity in becoming a better person and the part that it plays in helping us to really live our lives to the full. Because if you settle for the status quo, if you resign to life to where it is and how it is, you are missing out big time on a lot of things that are readily available, that are out there, that are yours with your name on them. But unless you try and find, in fact, you find where they are, you lay hold of them, you lay claim to them, you pursue them with everything you've got, you will not taste it. You will see it, sometimes you can even smell it, touch it, but to benefit from it will be a challenge. So that is why we're looking at this topic today, curiosity and the role that it plays in you and I becoming a better person, in fulfilling our dreams and achieving our goals, in arriving at the place where we are destined to be. So I need you to open up your heart, open your mind, open your ears, and let us do away with whatever preconceived idea that we may have regarding this topic on curiosity. One of the most talented and most brilliant minds that any of us has ever heard about or know about or read about is Albert Einstein. Is Albert Einstein. When people talk about high IQ personalities and they talk about inventors and great people of this life, Albert Einstein's name do come up very frequently. But listen to what Albert Einstein said. He said, I have no special talent. I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. He's saying, I'm not as brilliant and as I'm not a genius as to the degree to which all of you think I am. But what I have is that I am passionately, doggedly, I am so drunk with curiosity. I always want to know why, how, which, when, where, who. Well, I'm always in the search for more. I never settle for less. I am always searching for more. So he said, I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. You see, curiosity is a strong desire to know or to learn something. That's all it is. Curiosity is not about you trying to see what your neighbor is saying to his or her spouse, or what your colleague in the office is saying on the phone to the housemaid. That's not curiosity. That's prognosing. That's putting your nose where it should not be. That's getting yourself in other people's business. But curiosity in its raw format, curiosity in its real self, is a strong desire to know or to learn something. To know or to learn something. Curiosity is the expression of the urge to acquire facts and knowledge that widens your mind and opens you up to different opinions, different lifestyles, different topics, different people, different events, different everything. Curiosity is the fuel that drives you to go to the next level, to want to see what else is available, to inquire, to ask questions, to read, to research, and all of that. Everything that we do in that zone is driven by curiosity. Curiosity is a vital ingredient of becoming whatever field of endeavor you are involved with. It's this is when you look at the people that are called or regarded as top of their games in any field, the fuel behind them is curiosity. Is it in the field of journalism, where others will just take the headline and run with it? Some people will dig deep. Some people will search for it. Some people will go to any length to get a reference to match up with the story at hand. One of the things I enjoy listening to is American news about what's happening in America, especially with regards to the politics since President Trump became the president of the U.S. So I listen to different news anchors and reporters and commentators, but there is this particular lady, Rachel Maddow, that she's just the creme de la creme. Number one, Rachel will report the news in such a way that she will give you reference from the past. She will present the same story that everybody is repeating what everybody is saying. But when it comes to Rachel Maddow's show, she will present it in such a way that you get context out of it. Why? Because she will go deep to find, has this happened before? Is there a reference in the past that aligns with this? Who are the people involved? What was the outcome? So that when she's reporting the current story, you have a frame of reference to align what you are hearing with. So when it comes to any field of endeavor that you find yourself, one of the things that will make you excel is how curious you are. How much do you want to go beyond the surface? How much deeper do you want to go? How much inquiry do you want to put into the mix before you come to the point of presentation? Whether you're an inventor or a scientist, a teacher, a house help, whatever endeavor where you find yourself, curiosity makes you stand out. Curiosity makes you excel, makes you to be different from others, because curiosity is the need to know how, the need to know why, the need to know when, the need to go where no one would rather want to go. You see, the world that we live in today, this world that we are all in today, is big on me, myself, and I. Me, myself, and I. We are drowning, as it were, in the sea of self-centeredness in this world. And so, because everybody is so self-conscious and self-focused, if you would just take a step back and try and do it differently by being interested in what is happening to other people, by being interested in what is happening in other areas, by being interested in just finding out about other things and other people and other events, it stands you out. Just like I was saying about Rachel Maddow, because she would go deeper, she will do it differently, she will search for it, she will bring experts in if need be. She's not big on bring this person, bring that panel. No, because she's done a good work of research, she's done a good work of referencing. She can do her show by herself almost. Curiosity will manifest in many ways. To some people, curiosity is what makes you read the next chapter of that novel. Curiosity is what makes you want to see the next episode of that soap opera. Curiosity is what makes you want to see what is happening in that specific area that you are interested in. Curiosity drives your desire to see what happens next. What's the next story? What's the next chapter? How did it end? How will it end? Will this person still be there? Will that actor or actress or that hero, would they still be alive at the end of all of this? All of that are driven by curiosity. And sometimes curiosity will manifest itself in your desire to accumulate knowledge, in your desire to get understanding, in the desire to broaden yourself, to widen your scope, to really grow yourself from the inside out. For instance, this platform that we are on today, this Become a Better Man, part of what we're trying to do is to fan the amber of curiosity to flame, so that my brother-in-law, for instance, he lives in the US, and every time I speak to him, he will say, every time I listen to your program, you are always giving us something to go and do, something to go and think about, something to go and work on, an area of our lives to get better at. I said, sir, because that is the name of the game. That is the essence of the platform, to become a better you. Now, am I the fountain of knowledge? No. Each and every program that I do, I also have to do a thorough research. I have to dig deep. I have to get materials from this, read that book, read this article, make inquiry, talk to this person, and all of that comes together to do each of these programs that we do. So curiosity is it's a driver. It's an urge. It fuels your desire to accumulate knowledge, to become better at who you are. Curious people, they always ask questions. They are always asking one question or another. Curious people, they like to read, they like to explore. Curious people are active about seeking information or gaining new knowledge or expanding on their experience or sharing what they know. Curious people are always willing to face new challenge in life, be it in their personal life, in their work life, in their spiritual journey, in whatever area. Curious people are always looking for what's the new challenge, what's the new task that needs to be conquered. Curious people are always willing to broaden their horizon, to expand their area of contacts and influence. For instance, there are some people, for the life of you, if you go to a Chinese restaurant every month or twice a month, every time, as soon as you walk through the door, the waiter knows what you want. The waiter already knows what you are going to order, because you stick to your same egg fried rice, sweet and sour chicken, and spare ribs, which is great. It is great at the beginning. But do you know that in that same restaurant, there's about 30 or 4 other items on their menu that you could try, that you could sample. Even if you don't want to say, what this particular one, this King Kong chicken prawn fried rice or whatever what's it about? What's in it? How does it look like? What does it look like? What does it taste like? All of that is being curious, being willing to explore, be willing to go to try something new, to travel out and meet people that you would ordinarily not meet, talk to strangers, help somebody, be the person to bring life into an environment. Curious people, they are not shy to ask questions. Oh no, they're not. They are not shy at all when it comes to asking questions, especially from people they don't know, maybe they're meeting for the first time. Oh, hello, how are you? So what's your name? Where are you from? Really? What's the culture in your country? Is it true that this is happening there? Would you shed some light in this area? And they keep on asking and asking and asking. Now, to a lot of people, it's like, stop bothering them. Just leave them alone. Let them be in peace. No. A curious mind wants to know. A curious mind wants to grow. A curious mind wants to see what else is out there. What else can I do? And that is why, for instance, it surprises me that some people, you've been in this city, in this London, in this England since Noah was a boy. And all you know is how to go from your house to your work, from your work to your church, from your church back to your house. And even on that, within that same triangle, you only know that if you catch bus 42, that will take you to this point. Then bus 17 will bring you back to that point. Have you tried something else? Have you just deliberately miss your bus? Deliberately don't use the bus. Get on the tube. Find your way around. Go take yourself out on a Saturday morning. Wake up, dress up, get on the bus. Where are you going? Anywhere. Just want to see the other part of the town. You want to see what is happening in the other village. You want to see how the other people are living. What type of lifestyle is applicable in that area. All of that are never a waste of time or waste of your energy or your resources. You are learning, you are growing, you are developing, you are becoming bigger on the inside. And then you arrive in your office few months later, and there's somebody from that village. Now you have a point, you have something to discuss with that person. You have something to tell that person to help them settle down as a new person. Rather than everybody looking at, there's a new person here, I don't even know what to say to them. No, but because you have grown yourself, you have developed yourself, you have increased yourself, you have broadened your horizon through curiosity, now you're in a better place to say, it's all right, I've got your back, I'll help you settle down. Curiosity is so important in excelling in any area of your human endeavor. It helps you to do better in your job because it forces you, it makes you to ask questions. The manager has come, so this is what we're going to do. And everybody said, yes, sir, yes, sir. And then you go back to your office and you're scratching your head. How are we going to do this? Is this really possible? Can this ever be done? But the curious person says, excuse me, sir, how do you want us to do that? But if you do that, how would that affect this thing? How would that relate to the one we were doing last week? That is not challenging the authority of the manager. That is getting to know more about what you have been asked to do. So that when you bring your results to the table, the manager will have no choice but to say, that's exactly what I'm looking for. Because you have explored, you have opened it up, you have looked deeper to understand what the question is. Our minds, the natural human mind, is like a sponge that is ready to soak up, to take on, to absorb new knowledge, new ideas. But unless you push it out there, it's going to remain dormant. You know, one of the ways to know curious people who are curious is this. When there's a proverb there's a Yoruba proverb that says, when a child falls down, they will look ahead of them. But when an older person falls down, they will look behind them. And that's exactly the same thing with people who are curious. When somebody who is curious, when they fall or they make a mistake or things didn't pan out the way they thought it would be, rather than hiding their heads and feeling guilty and shame and all of that, a curious person will sit and say to himself or herself, wait a minute, I planned this thing. I had all the parameters in place. Where did I go wrong? What happened? How come this did not produce the result I was expecting? A curious person will always analyze their failures. They will always break down their mistakes to see what happened. What is the lesson to be learned from this? And that way they don't repeat the same mistake again and again and again. if you show more interest in what you are doing, if you show more interest in what you are doing, it's an indication that you have a curious mind, and it's a sign that you are going places, because it will help you to learn, to grow, to progress, to go further than everybody that just want to do the bare minimum, and that's it. Eric Booth said, when curiosity is alive, we are attracted to many things and we discover many worlds. When the curiosity is alive in you and I, when our sense of curiosity is active and is working, we are immediately attracted to new things. We are immediately attracted to new worlds. We are immediately attracted to new adventures. And that is one of the differences between the adults and the children. Children by nature are very, very curious. You and I, when we were little, we were curious. But as soon as we grow a bit older, we think that's the end of that curiosity has no place anymore in our lives. How wrong can we be? It's like we did a program sometimes last year or about 2 years ago, talking about the need for us to play. Yes, play, Play, just to play. A lot of people think play is synonymous to being a child or being a youth. A lot of people think playing and adulthood are completely opposite of each other. But the reality is they are just as important. Playing is just as important in your life as an adult as it were in your life when you were a child or you were a teenager. The same thing with curiosity. Children are naturally very curious, want to know why. As parents, we have the responsibility to encourage them. Don't shut them down and say, and the child, when the child ask, but mom, why? He said, because I said so. No, that's not an answer. That's saying to the child, keep quiet. That's shutting down that natural tendency for that child to ask, to be curious. But we need to encourage them to ask those questions. Yes, not some of the questions we don't have answers to them. Just tell them, I don't know what that is, but I'll go and find out. Some of the questions are very embarrassing, but what would you rather have? For you to be embarrassed in front of your child, or for your child to go out and learn the wrong thing? When we relate with our children, we need to encourage that natural tendency that they have to be curious, to ask questions, to learn new things, to read books, to learn new language, to have hobbies, to have friends, to have things that will challenge them in every aspect. Curiosity is an important ingredient in the process of learning, irrespective of what your age is. So if you want to become a better man, if your desire is to become a better woman, you must go and dust off the heap of dust that has settled on your curiosity tendency. Dust them off, shake them off, clean them out, and put them back on, because it will help you in this journey of life to become better. It will help you. It will accelerate it will accelerate you reaching your goal, than for you to be waiting for the one that will take forever and forever and ever. Both children and adults, we still need to be curious, because curiosity awakens your interest. It wakes up that sleeping giant on the inside of you. Curiosity will motivate you to do things, to see things, to search for things. And there's a feeling of being alive when you are curious, because you are going after something. You are aiming to achieve something. You are pursuing a purpose, an idea. Something has captured your heart and you want to see the end of it. It just keeps you alive. But when you live without curiosity, that's when you live a life that is very boring, that is very routine, that is just same old, same old, same old, same old, same old, same old. And then you wonder why you are not happy. You wonder why nothing is happening in your life. You wonder why no suitor is pursuing you, because your hairstyle is the same, your dress is the same, your route is the same, everywhere you go is the same, you speak the same, you eat the same, you act the same way. Well, it's boring. Curiosity makes the mind strong and keeps the mind in good shape. Curiosity makes the mind strong and keeps it in good shape. Intellectual curiosity is vital for keeping our minds sharp, agile, because it challenges you. It forces you to want to know. Do you think Let me tell you something. Every time I come on this platform, I have put in at least 10 to 12 hours of work just to sit down and speak for 1 hour. At least 10 to 12 hours. I've read, I've examined, I've conferred with different sources. Then I have to prepare it, to put it in a way that I can talk like I'm doing now, with some pointers just to remind me of some points. But you see, all of that is not just so that I can come here and act like I'm the best thing since sliced bread. No. It's helping me to grow. It's helping me to develop. It's forcing me also to be disciplined, because I know 8 p.m. on Thursday, I have to be here. And I don't want to come here and waste your time and take your commitment for granted. No, I want to be here so that at the end of every program, you want to walk away and say, do you know what? I think I see the point in what he was saying. There is something he said there that I think I can work with. If all you get is 1 point out of the program, hallelujah. But I don't want to be boring, to come here and tell you the same story that you've heard 4, 5, 10 times. You have other things to do with your life. You have other things to occupy your time with. So I have to be sure that I have done the necessary before I can come and sit down here and say, welcome to Become a Better Man. I want to become a better man too. It's not just for the audience, it's for me too. But I have to be in a position. I have to prepare myself. And part of that comes out of curiosity, where I have to ask myself, what are we going to talk about in 2 weeks' time on Become a Better Man, so that I can start preparing myself from this point. What am I going to be talking about? I have prepared my notes, I have done my research, I've done my preparation, I've laid everything down. Then I'm going to sit down and read it over and over and over and over and over again, so that when I'm talking, I'm not just talking out of letters. I'm talking from the understanding that I have gotten during my research and my preparation and my revision. The whole world, ladies and gentlemen, this whole world is a laboratory. It's a library. It's an encyclopedia to those minds that are inquisitive, to those curious minds that wants to know, that desire to find out, that really just want to grow. The world is a table that is set out It's a blank page for anybody to draw and paint anything on it. As you discover more, you paint more, you write more, you do more, and you become more. Because the first and the simplest of emotion that any human being develops or discover is curiosity. The first and the simplest emotion that you and I first discover and first pursue and first exhibit is curiosity. Want to know, want to see, want to smell, want to touch, want to climb, want to run, because that is the nature of who you and I are. A research rather was done, and it was reported in the Neuron magazine, the medical magazine called Neuron, which suggested that as we become curious, as our curiosity grows, our brain's chemistry start to change, and in turn it helps us to retain information and increases our ability to learn. Imagine that. As we grow in curiosity, as we develop and increase our hunger to know, to see, to find, to research, the brain also start to change. Our brains become so ready to learn and retain those information, and therefore increase our ability to learn. Because the part of the brain that gives a sense of reward when you achieve something, when you accomplish something, is the same part of the brain where curiosity is happening. And so as soon as you start to twinkle and to scratch the surface and to start to dig deep and start to know something, the brain releases a chemical called dopamine, and that dopamine plays a major role in enhancing our connection between the cells, and it enhances the connection of the cells that are responsible for learning. So curiosity is not just about wanting to see what's talking on in the radio. Yes, that's part of it, but imagine what it's doing to your brain. Somebody once said, every man dies from the neck, well, not every, most men die from the neck up after the age of 20 because they stop to learn. Naturally, every human being between the age of 13, 14 to the age of 18, 19, you learn certain things that become part of you for the rest of your life. That's the way it works. There are certain character traits, there are certain mindsets, certain beliefs, and certain views in life that between the age of 13 and the age of 19, 20, you learn them, they become part of you, and they stick with you for the rest of your life. And most people, that's how far they go. They never challenge, they never question, they never try to even explore to see what they believed when they were 16. Now that you are 65, maybe it has changed. No, it is still the same old mentality and views and vision and mindset that you still carrying about. Because you stop to learn, you stop growing, you stop inquiring, you allow curiosity to vaporize from your life. Curiosity is an important trait of a genius. Curiosity is an important trait of a genius because curiosity makes your mind active instead of it being passive. It activates your mind instead of your mind sleeping. Curiosity injects you with a form of energy that gets you up and gets you going. Curious people always, like we said, they are always asking questions. They are always searching for answers. They are always looking for what's new, what's happening. Their mind is always at work. Their mind is always active. And since the mind, your mind and my mind, they are like muscles. These are muscles. If you use them, if you exercise them, if you apply them, they will grow both in size, in stamina, and in strength. It's the same thing with our minds. If you allow your mind to go to sleep, you will be 20 and look like you are 75 in your mind. You will be 50 and you look like you are near the grave in your mind, because you have stopped growing and developing and increasing its strength and its size, because you allow curiosity to wither. Curiosity will make your mind observant of new ideas. It forces you to look for what something is changed around here. What is it? Something is different in my life. What is it? You come into the church or into your office, and immediately your curious mind is saying, wait a minute, something is out of place here. And all what that does is it helps you to learn, to be observant, to be active, to be alert. When you are curious about something, your mind always will expect and anticipate new ideas about that thing. Your mind is thinking, okay, what else is there? What else can we learn about this? What else can we see about this? And so when those ideas that your mind is searching for, when they come across, you know them immediately to say, oh yeah, that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, that's oh yeah. Now I see that now. But without curiosity, that same idea may be staring you right in your face and you won't even see it. Curiosity opens you up to new worlds and new possibilities. By being curious, you'll be able to see things from a different angle, from a different perspective. You'll be able to approach life differently. You will be able to even expect things differently. There will be new possibilities that you will bump into. I can't begin to tell you how many materials that I have never thought about, I've never even considered. But in the course of preparing for these programs, and I stumble across some of them. And some of them has nothing to do with become a better man, but it's just for me. And I just sit there and I take them in, and I just swallow it all, and I file it and put it where it should be in the proper segment, so that tomorrow when there is need for it, that's not the time I'm thinking, let me go to Google and find. No, I already got my materials. I've already seen it. And because I've seen it before, it's already registered in my mind. So when the need for it occurs, my mind is saying, wait a minute, we've seen that before. We've come across that possibility before. It must be somewhere in the file. Now, from what you are saying about this thing, where is it likely to be filed? In what angle should we be looking for? Bam, 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 2-3 clicks, and it's there. Because via curiosity, my mind has been opened to new worlds and new possibilities. Things that are hidden right in front of you, now you can see them. Curiosity brings excitement into life. It makes you just want to live. Your life is full. You're not waiting and looking, is it bedtime yet? No, when the alarm rings, says bedtime, you're thinking, no, it's too early. No, we can't go to bed now. I still got so much to see. There is always something new that will attract your attention when you are curious. There's something new. There's a new toy to play with. There's a new gadget. There's a new concept. There's a new philosophy. There's a new mindset. There's a new craze in town. And you want to know about it. Not for gossiping's sake, but to grow. The best way to encourage curiosity, especially in children, is to deliberately stimulate them. Naturally, children are curious. But as parents, we can now help them channel that curiosity mind into a productive line. We can do that by developing and helping them to develop their power of imagination. Every time you have an opportunity, which should be every time really, to spend time with your children, turn every daily routine into an excursion, into an experiment, into something to be discovered, into something to learn from. Don't just do it because that's what we should do. No, do it in a way that it forces the child to ask questions. You can also stimulate your child's curiosity by leading your life as an example for them. If you want your child to learn something, accompany them doing it and you doing it too. You see, children they learn more about what you do than what you say. They learn quicker watching you than hearing you. So if you want to help your child and yourself to grow in this area of curiosity, don't just slap the meat on the table, cut it this way and slap it in the pot and close the pot and put the fire on. No. Walk it through with your child. Show them this particular chicken. If you want to cut it where the bone is intact, you have to put the knife in a certain angle and slice it through. Now that child is going to remember not what you said. That child will remember the angle where you put the knife as you're slicing the meat open. And that child will come back to you. So why do we have to cut it so that the bone is not affected? Because we're going to throw the bone away anyway. So why do we have to cut it? Now you can say, well, the reason you have to do that is because if the bone is not there, when you cook it, the flesh is going to fall apart. But the bone is there to hold it in place until it's cooked, until it's fried or roasted or whatever. And then at the end, once you've eaten the flesh, you can chuck out the bone. Now you have helped that child to learn. Another way by which you can stimulate the curiosity of your child is to respond to their questions. Don't become fed up when they say, why? Are we there yet? Are we going tomorrow? Is it today we're going? What did mommy say? Are we going to see uncle? That is the natural tendency of a child. Don't deny them of that learning opportunity because you are fed up of them asking questions. No, when they ask you, it's helping you to think so that you can give the correct answer. You are learning too, you are growing. Another thing you can do for your child to help them, to help their curiosity develop and grow, is let them do things for themselves. Let them do things for themselves. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying ask a 5-year-old to go and cook the family dinner on Sunday. That's not what I'm saying. But there are certain things children want to do for themselves. Have you seen a child cry like there is something else happening just because somebody wants to help him or her to put his or her coat on? I want to do it myself. I want to wear it myself. You know what? Let him or her do that. It's a way of learning. Yes, the button they might do the button and it's looking like a third angle triangle, but at least that child is learning. There's a place to help them, and there's a place to let them explore and learn from the exploration. So that's for the children. What about the adults and curiosity? What about the adults? Now that you're an adult, where are you as far as curiosity is concerned? Where is your mind, your curious mind? When did you divorce your curious mind? When did it travel, or did you You decide to put it on the shelf when you left the house this morning. What's happened to your curious mind? Because whether you are young or old, you always have it. The challenge is, what are you doing with it? How are you using it? What are you using it for? I like what Eleanor Roosevelt said. She said this: I could not at any age be content to take my place by the fireside and simply look on. Life was meant to be lived. Curiosity must be kept alive. One must never, for whatever reason, turn his or her back on life. What's she saying? If you stop being curious, you've resigned from life. If the day you stop learning is the day you stop growing, and is the day you start dying. Curiosity is born with us, and it stays throughout our entire life. Curiosity is born with us, and it stays with us throughout our entire life. But the moment we feel there is nothing left to be learned, the moment we resign to nature to say, well, I'm old now, there's nothing that's motivating me to keep learning, that's the day trouble starts. That's the day you start to die. A Portuguese writer said, old age starts where curiosity ends. Old age starts the moment you resign your curiosity. That's when you start to grow old. It is typical for older people to associate youth with vitality and the desire to enjoy the world without limit and just go for it and have fullness of life. But what do? We associate old age with contentment. I'll just sit here and see what happens. We resign from life. We lose our appetite to discover, to explore, to be curious, to find out more about even things around us. They ask you, so what is this? I don't know. How about that one? I've never heard about it. I'm not going to touch that. No. Be curious. Find out. Explore. For as long as you still got breath in your nostril, you are always, your curious mind must always be working. So for older people, how do you stimulate your sense, your mind, your curious mind? How, especially when you know it's gone to sleep, really. Even you know that your curious mind has traveled. How do you wake it up? How do you bring it back? How do you stimulate it? Number one, keep an open mind. One of the things that kills curiosity in older people is that they think, listen. I'm old enough. I've seen it all. No, you haven't. You have not. You have not. You saw it when the only way to type a letter is to go bam, crack, crack, crack. That's all you saw. Now you don't even need to touch the keyboard. You just say it and it's typing itself. You just think it and it's typing itself. So you haven't seen it all. Find out. Be open to learn. Be open to learn. Be also open to unlearn the old ways. You know, like I said, those mindsets that you formed between the age of 13 and the age of 19, it's time for you to unlearn them. To let those ideas, let them go, form new ones. Shed that scale and put up a new one so that you can be relevant. even if it's just to yourself. Some of the things that you know when you knew them, now they are wrong. There are new reasons, there are new proof and evidence that that mindset is wrong. There was a time when people think the world is flat. So if all you can think of, if all of your life and your mind is that this world is flat, if you travel too far, you're going to fall over at the edge. No, unlearn that. Somebody found out that the world ain't flat, it's round. One day somebody said, this world is a small village. That's why I'm talking here in Kent, and people, if anybody is tuning to this broadcast, wherever in the world, you're seeing it, you're hearing it. But there was a time when that seemed like that's impossible. How can you be talking in one place and the whole world is hearing you? I mean, come on, don't. No, but it's possible. Be open to learn, be open to unlearn, and be ready to relearn. Keep an open mind. Don't take things for granted or take them at face value. Always ask, oh, really? Why is that? How come that is? If you just accept the world as it is without trying to dig deeper, people will sell you air for all your money. People will just take you to the cleaners. No, don't just take everything at face value. Does that mean you don't trust the person that is? No, it's not about not trusting them. It's about you wanting to grow and develop and increase yourself. Try to dig deeper. Oh, really? Is that how much it is? Is that what they said about it? But can we get a second opinion? What if we go to the other store or to the other doctor or to the other consultant and find out about this? Rather than just say, oh, they said, oh, that's it. No. Dig deeper. Ask questions relentlessly. Ask questions all the time. A sure way, one of the best way to dig deeper and grow your curiosity is don't settle for the status quo. Ask questions such as, what's that? What is that? Oh, it's a mouse. Really? A mouse? How come it looks like a strawberry? You said it's a mouse. How does it work? Ask, what is that? Why is it made that way? When was it made? Who invented it? Where does it come from? How does it work? If you allow these questions, the what, the why, the when, the who, the where, the how, to constantly be with you and you carry it with you, you will always be learning. You will always be growing. You will always be increasing. Your curious mind will always be enlarged and ready to take on new ones. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on life. If you want to grow your mind, your curious mind as an adult, don't label anything as boring. Oh, that's so boring. No, it's only boring because you have settled for the surface. Everything you see, there is more behind than what you are seeing in front. So if the front looks boring, if the front looks like I've been here 1,500 times, no, it's time for you to go behind the scene. It's time for you to dig deeper. It's time for you to peel this surface off and see what else is there. Instead of saying this is boring, curious people always see it as a door to an exciting new world. Even if they don't yet have the time to go through that door, they won't shut the door, they will keep it ajar because they know one day they're going to come back to explore it. Nothing is boring if you are willing to learn. See learning as fun. The reason a lot of people are not learning is because the word learn just conjure this monster like no. See learning as fun. That's why children likes to play, because they learn as they play. Look at life through the glasses of fun and excitement and adventurous and possibilities, and become unstoppable on the inside. Let your mind travel. Don't just sit down in the corner of your room and sing kumbaya. No, sit there and use your power of imagination to go to Australia, to go to Canada, go to Lagos, go to South Africa, and come back to England and tell them I've been around the world in 60 minutes. Curiosity. As an adult, to stimulate your curious mind, read, read, and read. Always, always read something. Please. And when I say read, let me just say this. Especially for those of us who are Christians, reading is not only reading your Bible. Yes, you must read your Bible. You have to. It is required of you to read your Bible. But there are some other materials out there that will put some chill down your spine just by reading them. Be open to read. You've learned the ABC, you'll know how to read. Just get out of the house. Go to the nearest library. It doesn't matter what book or what title. Just grab a book. There's no way you can read 10, 15 pages of any book and not learn something from it. Another thing you can do, put the map of your country, your nation, your village, of the world. Put the map in front of you. Close your eyes and just put your finger on somewhere. Then open your eyes. Once you see where your finger is, go on Google. Find out everything about that place. Kyrgyzstan. What is that, a person? No, it's a place. Find out everything about Kyrgyzstan. Ouagadougou. Really? Is that speaking in tongues? No, it's a place. Find out everything about Ouagadougou or whatever it is. All you are doing is you are forcing yourself to grow, to learn, to increase. Sit down and listen to recordings of people that will just make your chest bigger and you want to grow and become everything. Try something new each day. Try something new each day. Don't use the same road every day to work and back. Every day to work and back. No. Change the route. Don't take the bus. Walk. Change the place where you buy your groceries. Change your hairdresser. Go somewhere else and do something else. Talk to somebody new. I mean, how can you live in a cosmopolitan town or city like London, and the only people you know that you talk to are the 3 people from your village? Come on. Approach a stranger. Hi, good morning. How are you? Yes, they'll look at you like, what's wrong with you? Just say, no, I'm just trying to say hello to you. How's your day going? Wish you all the best. Have a great one. They're going to talk back at you. And in the course of that, you're learning. You are learning. You are growing. If nothing else, you are developing your ability to hold a conversation. Do you know how many people can't hold a conversation? By the time they say, how are you? How's your wife, your dog, and your cat? That's it. That's the end of conversation. No. You must have something else you can say apart from the weather and fish and chips. Talk to somebody new. Ooh, wow. investigate anything that grabs your attention. Anything. Anything that grabs your attention, just investigate it. Thank God. You see, two things that you should be friendly with should be your companion, Google and YouTube. There's nothing you're looking for that those two guys don't have. Google and YouTube. Just type it. There is somebody that has written something about it and it's on Google. There is somebody that said something about it and it's recorded and it's on YouTube. Whatever it is, go and just sit down there rather than just watching your Nollywood and whatever else. Just find out things. Grow, develop. Life is not boring unless you kiss curiosity goodbye. When you feel restless, when you are just twitching, you need to recognize that that's a moment for you. It's time for you to, rather than being bored, it's time for you to read something. It's time for you to go out. It's time for you to meet new people. It's time for you to explore something new. It's time for you to make something happen. Boredom will disappear like it's never been around you. Joy will fill your heart with all the new adventures that you're discovering. And you, and you, and you, and you, and you, and you. All of us, if we do this, if we embrace curiosity, it will help us to grow and bring us, all of us, bring us to a point where even your next door neighbor will say, you're different. Something is changed about you. Something has definitely changed about you. You say, what do you mean something changed? Oh, no. You're better than you were. That's the ultimate. You're not doing it so that they can say it, but you're doing it so that they can't avoid not to say it. They cannot avoid let me get it right. They cannot avoid saying it because they can see that definitely something is different about you. So that when you are in your full self, everyone and everything will have no choice to say, but to say, definitely, these are good men and these are good women. They were good men and good women, but now these are better men and better women because we allow our lives to grow, to develop, to increase, to expand by embracing curiosity. Thank you so much. I hope something that is said tonight will make you curious to do something about curiosity. Maybe you are one of those people that has shelved it and boxed it and put it in the attic. Bring it down. Dust it off. Dust off the cobwebs and put it back on and start exploring. Start imagining, start adventuring, start growing and developing. And you'll be happy. You will be happy because boredom will disappear. Sadness will evaporate. Depression will just have no choice but to walk away from you because there's a newness in you and about you all the time, every day, everywhere. Because that is who you are. You're a better man and a better woman. Amen? Finally, before we go, I want to also use this opportunity to tell you about an event that myself and two of my friends we are organizing. It's a conference coming up on the 11th of May in Barking. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful time in the Word of God. There will be praise and worship led by Ted Jiboye. And then there will be the sharing of the word, just the word from Sarah Garande and myself. That's all. That's all it is. Praise and worship, and then there'll be sharing of the word only. The centurion said to Jesus, said, speak the word only. That's all it is. It will be an atmosphere where the word of God will come so rich, so tangible, so full that you cannot come and go back the same. So let me encourage you again. The date is the 11th of May 2019. The time is from 5 till 9 p.m. The tickets are free, but please, you need to register so that we can make necessary administrative arrangements for the people that are coming. It's going to be happening in Barking at the Great Commission Church in Barking, in Essex. The tickets are free, but they are currently available on Eventbrite. Just search for Word Fest. Word as in W-O-R-D, the Word of God, and Fest as in festival, F-E-S-T, Word Fest on Eventbrite. And if you go on any of my social media handles, you can find the link for the tickets there. I know a lot of people have liked it, a lot of you have commented about it, but please, I also need you to register. So please visit Eventbrite or visit any of my social media handles and use the link there to register. I can assure you, it's going to be a wonderful time in the presence of God. So please tell your friends, share the flyer. It's on my Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, and Instagram, and all of them. But please share it, encourage others, and please register. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. I know slightly over the time, and let's go get curious. Let's go and be curious and become better men and better women. I'll see you again next week. Thank you for your time. God bless you. Bye-bye.